Now, Mr. Lee, the chairman of Samsung Group, has been sentenced to 2.5 years in jail for bribery. Now, an appellate court in South Korea announced the sentence after a long trial, which also involved former President Park Geun-hye. Lee's imprisonment comes as a huge shock to the tech giant and will create a leadership vacuum in the company. Now, Lee was accused of bribing almost $40 million from Samsung subsidiaries to two foundries set up by an associate of former South Korea president. The money was allegedly paid out to win favor from country's state pension fund, which supported a merger between the two Samsung affiliates in 2015. Now, if you don't know, Lee has been imprisoned earlier. He spent more than a year in jail and he returned to his post in 2018, but the Supreme Court sent back the case to Seoul High Court last year. Samsung will most likely appeal again to be judged by the Supreme Court. However, since the Supreme Court had made decision once previously, the verdict and prison sentence will likely be final. Now, with Mr. Lee in jail, what would be the impact on Samsung? The news comes on the heel of Samsung's announcement that it will be pouring over $100 million into next-gen chipset, display, and 5G equipment. That means it wants to take on TSMC, get an early lead in foldables, and capitalize on Huawei's death by blacklisting. Now, Mr. Lee was actually the person with the vision to restructure and provide the long-term strategic planning that was behind those multi-billion-dollar moves of the company in the first place. If and how him going to the prison for a prolonged sentence will impact Samsung's future operations remains to be seen. But I hope that the exciting future plans for the new technologies remains intact, at least in the next few Galaxy iterations. Now, that is not the only thing happening in the tech industry. Even though President Donald Trump will be leaving the White House this Wednesday, he took the time to punish the Chinese phone networking equipment manufacturer Huawei one last time. It all started in May 2019. Now, according to Reuters, in the final days of Trump's administration, licenses allowing US firms to sell the Chinese manufacturer are being revoked and applications from US suppliers to obtain such licenses are being rejected. Yes, and more than 150 license requests were pending, amounting $120 billion worth of goods and technology. Now, just last week, the Trump administration blacklisted Chinese phone maker Xiaomi by demanding US investors divest themselves from any investment made in the company by November 11, 2021. What this means for the future of Xiaomi is not completely clear, as it is not an outright ban on all trade. It is possible the company receives a large amount of investment from US-based companies, but yeah. So what's next? According to Seeking Alpha, don't expect Biden administration to quickly back away from current policies. I mean the restrictions on Huawei, SMIC, and etc. etc. But it still doesn't mean like we will wake up one morning to suddenly find an additional set of policies, restrictions aimed at another leading Chinese tech company. But I do see some possibilities that restrictions are eventually loosened with regards to SMIC, Huawei, etc. So if you don't know, earlier this year, Huawei made a long-time goal and became the top smartphone manufacturer in the world, topping Samsung. But then the company felt compelled to sell its Honor sub-brand for $15 billion in cash, since the Honor line is not subject to the same ban from US suppliers and global foundries that Huawei is. So yeah, that's all I have for you. If you want to see more episodes like this, please hit the like button, please do subscribe or watch my other videos. Bye and take care.